He was just a tired single dad, clutching his little girl's pink backpack, sleeping beside a stranger on an airport bench. But what he didn't know was that the woman pretending to nap next to him wasn't a traveler at all. She was an FBI agent assigned to watch him. And by the time the sun rose, his entire life, and hers, would change forever. Before we dive into this emotional and heart-stopping story, make sure to like this video and subscribe, because what happens next will leave you speechless. The airport was almost empty, the kind of quiet that only exists after midnight. Cleaning machines hummed softly as tired travelers curled up on plastic chairs, their faces lit by the cold glow of departure screens. Among them sat Daniel Miller, a man who looked like he hadn't slept in days. His coat was too thin for the draft that swept through the terminal, and his eyes carried the heavy shadows of a father who'd been fighting too long just to keep going. Beside him, a small girl slept with her head on his lap, his 6-year-old daughter, Lily. Her fingers still clutched a crumpled boarding pass, and her tiny shoes dangled off the edge of the seat. Daniel brushed a strand of hair from her face and sighed. He whispered to her, though she was far away in dreams. "Just one more night, sweetheart. Tomorrow we'll be home." Home, if you could call it that. Daniel had lost almost everything in the last year. His wife had passed away suddenly, from an illness they never saw coming, and with her went the light in his life. Medical bills piled up, his job slipped through his hands, and when their apartment was sold off, he packed what little he had into 2 suitcases and left the city for good. Tonight, he was heading to start over in another state, if the morning flight didn't get canceled again. He leaned back and closed his eyes, exhaustion pulling at him like a tide. A few seats away, a woman sat perfectly still. Her dark hair was tied back in a low ponytail, her jacket plain, her expression calm but alert. She had been there for hours, ever since Daniel arrived. Her name wasn't really Rachel, but that's what her badge said. Agent Rachel Moore, FBI. She wasn't waiting for a flight. She was waiting for him. To anyone watching, she looked like another traveler, phone in hand, earbuds in, suitcase beside her. But inside that suitcase was surveillance gear, and the phone wasn't playing music. It was feeding live updates to a secure line. Rachel's assignment had begun 3 days earlier. A stolen encrypted drive had been traced to a name: Daniel Miller. The same man now sitting in front of her, gently rocking his daughter to sleep. Her orders were clear: observe, confirm possession of the drive, and report any contact with potential accomplices. Arrest only if necessary. But something about the scene didn't match the file she'd been given. The Daniel Miller in the report was described as a possible accomplice in a data breach tied to a private defense contractor, a man capable of selling government information. But the man in front of her? He looked broken, desperate. His hands were calloused, his jacket torn at the elbow, his eyes full of quiet grief. Still, Rachel didn't relax. She couldn't. "Never assume," her supervisor's voice echoed in her memory. "The most dangerous suspects are the ones who look ordinary." At 2:17 a.m., the loudspeaker announced another flight delay. Daniel sighed, checked his phone, and rubbed his temple. He had exactly $32 left in his bank account. Enough for 2 sandwiches, maybe, and a cheap bus ticket if the flight never left. He didn't know that 2 rows behind him, an FBI agent was documenting every move he made. He got up carefully, setting Lily's stuffed bear beside her. He walked to a vending machine, fished out a few coins, and stared at the snacks. A woman's voice came from behind him. Calm, almost casual. "Those machines never take the old quarters," she said. Daniel turned, surprised. It was the same woman who'd been sitting a few seats away. She smiled faintly. "Happened to me earlier," she added. He nodded, forcing a polite grin. "Yeah, I think they're allergic to broke people." Her laugh was soft, almost real. "You flying out tonight?" "Supposed to. Weather's been delaying everything. He pressed the button for a bag of chips. It jammed halfway down. Of course, he muttered. Rachel watched him struggle for a second before gently tapping the machine with her elbow. The snack dropped. "Try that," she said. He chuckled. "Guess I owe you a dinner now." She smiled again but didn't answer. Inside, her mind was analyzing every detail, his voice, his hands, his behavior. No sign of nervousness, no coded language, no concealed devices. Just a tired father trying to keep his kid fed. Still, she couldn't let her guard down. Back at their seats, Daniel split the chips with Lily when she stirred awake. "Did we miss the plane, Daddy?" "Not yet, Bug. Go back to sleep." Rachel pretended to look at her phone but kept watching. The way he spoke to his daughter, gentle, patient. It didn't match the file at all. Either he was a world-class actor, or the Bureau had the wrong man. Hours passed. The terminal grew even quieter. Daniel eventually dozed off, his arm protectively around Lily. Rachel sat beside them now, close enough to hear their breathing, close enough to feel the warmth of something she hadn't felt in years. Trust. She looked at them and wondered, who was this man, really? A criminal? Or a father caught in the wrong storm? At 4:02 a.m. Her phone buzzed. A message flashed across the secure app. "Subject confirmed, he's carrying it. Maintain contact until extraction." Her heart sank. Carrying it? She looked again, at the old duffel bag beneath his seat. Could it really be in there? She stared at his sleeping face, the exhaustion written in every line. Her training told her to act. Her instincts told her to wait. And for the first time in her career, Rachel hesitated, because in that cold, fluorescent-lit terminal, watching a father sleep beside his daughter, something inside her whispered that this man, this Daniel Miller, wasn't a criminal. He was a survivor. And if she wasn't careful, the Bureau might destroy the only good thing left in his life. She glanced once more at her phone, then quietly turned it face down. The decision she made that night, to trust her gut instead of her orders, would change everything. Because before the sun rose over the runway, the airport security alarm would blare, armed agents would storm Gate 47, and Rachel would find herself standing between the FBI and the man she was sent to bring down, and for the first time she'd have to choose, duty or conscience. If you're loving this emotional and mysterious story so far, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because what happens next in Chapter 2 will break your heart and restore your faith in humanity. The blaring alarm shattered the quiet terminal. Agents rushed toward Gate 47, guns drawn. Daniel woke in panic, clutching Lily as red lights flashed across the glass walls. "What's happening?" he shouted. Rachel stepped between him and the agents, her badge flashing under the harsh lights. "Stand down," she ordered, voice trembling. "He's not a suspect," her supervisor stormed in. "He's carrying stolen government data." Rachel turned to Daniel. "Open the bag." Hands shaking, he unzipped it. Inside, not a hard drive, not money, just a photo album, worn and taped at the edges. Pictures of his late wife, hospital bills, and Lily's drawings spilled out. Rachel's chest tightened. "You said he had it," she whispered. Her earpiece crackled. "We traced the drive again. Wrong, Daniel Miller." The agents lowered their weapons. Daniel collapsed, holding Lily close, tears breaking free. Rachel's own eyes burned. She'd almost destroyed an innocent man. Hours later, as dawn broke, Daniel turned to her. "You saved us." Rachel smiled softly. "No. You reminded me what I was supposed to protect." Thus, if this story touched your heart, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more stories of love, faith, and second chances.